To turn our attention to the southwestern region of the country, the Lagos State government has announced a reduction of its land use charge more than 1 week after its new rate generated public uproar. A statement from the Lagos State Commissioner for Finance says the commercial free charge is reduced by 50%. Owner-occupier third-party fee is down by 25%, while owner-occupier fee has been cut by 15%. The penalty regime for late payment of LUC has also been waived completely. Other rates and reliefs, apart from the ones stated above, that I just mentioned rather, will remain unchanged and will be implemented as stipulated by the law. There's a lot to read up on this issue. For more details on the reduction, you can go to our website, channelstv.com. In the meantime, let's listen to the state's reasons for reducing the new charges.
In line with this administration's tradition of inclusive governance and civic engagement, and is a government that is committed to the welfare of its citizens and understands the importance of continuously engaging the populace, we undertook extensive dialogue with various stakeholders on the land use charge LUC revised law and its implementation. Consequently, we received a wide range of responses from our dialogue with various stakeholders on the amended Land Use Charge Law 2018. These various interactions formed the subject of extensive deliberations at the meeting of Lagos State Executive Council on Wednesday, March 14, 2018. It is our fervent desire to ensure that we empower every property owner with self-assessment provisions of the law. Therefore, we shall forward to the Lagos State House of Assembly for review and passage the following regulations. A. The regulation for review of applicable rates and regime of reliefs on categories of properties pursuant to LUC law. B. The regulation for a framework for self-assessment.
Also in Lagos State, there are fresh moves by the Lagos State government to further curb cases of building collapse and loss of lives through a newly introduced initiative to carry out a post-construction audit exercise on existing buildings to ascertain their status and determine the validity of development permits. The government has already begun circulating letters to resident associations urging owners and developers to forward their development permits to the nearest building control office in their respective locations. A warning has also gone out to owners and developers who fail to submit the required permits within 2 weeks of the notice that they will be served statutory notices and compelled to obtain the development permits in line with the Lagos State Urban and Regional Planning and Development Law 2010. The state government had earlier last week officially announced granting a 6-month grace period to allow property owners and developers with existing developments or those wishing to commence construction but are yet to perfect their land title to obtain planning permits and approvals without penalty. And we have a discussion on this issue. Joining us on the program is the General Manager, Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority, Mr. Fumi Oshifuyi. You're welcome to News Across Nigeria.
Good afternoon.
It seems there's a lot going on.
Yes.
And one of which, it seems that you're shifting attention to buildings that have been permitted to stand while also keeping a close eye on those just coming up.
Yeah. We should have been doing this one in the past, but we have also been doing them. But we are now also reiterating our commitment to make Lagos State safe environmentally, to make Lagos State safe structurally in terms of building formwork and building construction. We are going to town to actually safeguard those buildings that are susceptible to collapse, so that we will know before time, and so that we are actually be proactive, so that all these things should not occur in our time. We have seen in the past, and we have seen that the trend has subsided for some time now, and this is the time that we are also going into the rainy season. We just have to be proactive enough so that these things are not happening. But by and large, we find that some aberrations are also in the environment. That is, some buildings are there without a planning permit covering them. I mean, it's also say the building plan approval. The time we use.
Do you have enough manpower to get through? Lagos is a very big place. Many neighborhoods, the mainland on the island, the bordering rural communities, you have enough people to go around and make sure that there's obedience to these laws?
Yeah, we have close enough persons to do that, and because even if we don't have enough personnel, but we are seriously rearrange ourselves and we have strategized that every part of Lagos State will be touched. And in the first phase, the second phase, we also go to where we stopped. While we will be the set of people or the first set of areas that we have touched, we'll be listening to the response from them and we'll be putting them in the proper perspective of what needs to be built.
So finally, what's the plan for this audit on existing buildings? Will you be working in tandem with the state's regulatory building control agency? Yeah,
we are going to town, yes, for both the fresh and as-built buildings. Fresh in the sense that the site is vacant. You will talk to them. There are a lot of people who doesn't even know that a physical planning permit authority exists. I've had cause to talk to one or two people who just believe that once you get your drawing done by your architect, they can go to build, which is very wrong. So we are there to sensitize people on that. And some of those that have actually benefited wrongly from that notion actually have their building standing on the ground. We are going to them that there is a window upon which we are now want them to come in so that all these things could be regularized and some of them will be legitimated in the due course.
Thank you so much for coming on News Across Nigeria. Mr. Fumi Oshufuye, the General Manager, Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority.